lot of fun with that one, right? I know people say, hey, Anthony, why are you gonna show these beautiful basses with pedals on them to start your videos? Well, A, I love it. I love pedals. I think they're awesome, and I just want to do it. I think it's a cool way to showcase the instrument. However, there's no pedal there. You might ask, what? Definitely heard an overdrive pedal on that. I heard a fuzz pedal on there. That is built into this bass, which makes it even cooler than normal. Castedosa Conchers Bass, another one coming at you. Beautiful aged black finish on it. We can talk ad nauseum about the specs, as I will do in a second, but what is so interesting about this, and I believe there's only one other one in existence in the world as of now, at the time of filming this video, and I can't imagine a lot more coming out. This has a Raza Fuzz Circuit built into it. So control-wise, typically we see here with the Conchers with these Curtis Novak pickups in there, the Bisonic and the I think it's called an H22, God, I'm not saying that right. The Harmony gold foil pickup in there. Three-way switch. So we have neck pickup, middle position, both pickups, and bridge position. Volume, tone, right? We're done normally, but in this case, we have this little extra circuit in here. We have a volume knob, we have a gain knob, we have an on-off switch, and we have an octave up switch. Not octave down, octave up. So we can turn this bass into something really, really cool when we start adding pedals on there. We start adding different sounds. We can really turn this into a lead instrument. We're going to get a lot of octave sounds down from a lot of pedals that we use typically as bass players. So it's cool to kind of see that octave up on there. You might not use it all the way or a ton, but when you want octave up on there, it's going to be really cool to have. Wicked, wicked sounds on this. Took a second for me to dial it in, and I'll walk you through some of that process on that. As we look at the back really quick, not super interesting, but there's this panel here, and in there is the fuzz circuit. There are two trim pots in there as well for the clipping and for the tone. So we just have a standard tone knob and the clipping. I'm not sure what the clipping settings are. Where I kind of settled in on this. I did tweak that a little bit on the back. And I just got tone where I like it on kind of an overdrive or a fuzz pedal, which for me is usually like the 75 to 90%, kind of depending on the amp setting and what I'm getting and what pickup. I'm right around 85%, and the clipping, whatever it's doing, I just have it turned all the way up. It seemed to give me the warmest sound that I particularly liked on the bass. You can adjust at your will if you're the lucky owner of this bass, which I wish would be me, but it's not going to be me because I already own a Castedosa bass, but it should be you out there. You should call me, 412-343-5299. You can also email me directly. It's anthony@empiremusic.com. As always, I forget to say this, but we do a pro setup on every single guitar that we sell, whether it's this Castedosa bass here, which does not come cheap, but if something does come cheap, like a Squier bass or a Squier guitar or a Squier Jazzmaster, whatever you're looking at, acoustic, electric, whatever, we're going to do a full factory setup on that as well. Get your free shipping in most cases, and we also have a lot of financing options too. All right, now the sales thing's out of the way. Let's get back to this awesome bass. Alder body, Curtis Novak pickups, like I said, the H22, I believe that's what it's called, gold foil harmony style, the Bisonic Dark Star pickup in the neck. Ebony fretboard, the cleanest, roundest fret edges you'll ever see. 12-inch radius, I believe, is the fretboard on that. It is a V to C neck, so we have a little more pronounced spine down here at the nut. We go up to a rounder C. Short scale, so it's 30 inches, although it doesn't sound, I mean, it does sound like a short scale. It's massive though. You don't think so big, it sounds like it's a really, it just sounds enormous. Kluson tuners, and then the beautiful mole burst finish on the back of the neck, hand signed by Carlos. This is number 240, hand signed and hand serialized by Carlos. Let's check out some of the tones. So we're going to turn the fuzz circuit off at first. We're going to go very quickly because I've done a lot of videos on this Castedosa stuff. I know it intimately. I know what I'm going to get out of it, and I'm going to show you quickly. You can reference some other videos we've done if you want to hear these clean tones. It's really about this awesome fuzz circuit, which is called a Raza Fuzz Circuit. It's built by Moore Analog. I believe the name was Spencer. Was it Spencer? That's what it was. Brent Connor, sorry. Brent with the assist on that. Connor Moore. I believe that was in the It doesn't matter where, but he teamed up with Carlos to do this custom fuzz circuit in here. It's super, super cool. It's kind of like a guitar fuzz too, so we got to dial it in right for bass, and it's very doable. I'll show you how to do that. So both pickups together, love this sound out of my Castedosa. Right, neck position, real big, very woofy. I'm actually gonna roll some tone off because we're not gonna go through everything here clean. I really like this tone as well. Very P-bassy, but with a little extra like spank to it there. And then bridge position, really like, I've said this in the videos before, surprisingly jazz bassy, just from the optics on the pickup. You don't think you're gonna get this out of it, but you do. Roll that tone back up. Very, very mid-range, heavy on that, very cool. So that's like the clean tones, right? And again, back to that middle position, because I think this is the, it would have been the underutilized tone for me, and it ends up being the most utilized tone for the Castedosa stuff. Weird because it wasn't my favorite tone and it ended up, like I said, being my favorite tone. If that doesn't sound good to you, or it doesn't sound like your tone, hopefully it sounds good. Try that in a mix, and it's absolutely incredible with the band. It is, again, I use it nearly all of the time when I want kind of like the typical setting for it. Let's dig into the fuzz setting on it, right? So where I have it set here, I'm kind of just going to show you that real quick. So here's clean. Here's with the fuzz. A lot of sustain off of that. Very, very cool. Very usable, grit on the grittier side fuzz. Now, control-wise, we start tweaking some stuff on that. I'll show you octave up too, so I'll leave that setting where it's at. So, standard. We want to go octave up, kind of turn this into a lead instrument. Yeah, probably not going to be your most used thing in a band typical bass setting, but without that on there. Now, let's check out some of the functionality of this fuzz circuit, right? So we know I told you about the trim pots that are on the back. I have tone set to about 75, 80, and I have the clipping all the way up, right? So this, we're gonna turn both of these down. We got nothing, right? So now we start just adding the volume into it without gain. So gain's super low. Try and match volumes, because we want to do that as bassists, right? right, okay, so now we've matched volume, right? I always prefer when I click on overdrive or distortion to have a little gain bump in it just to kind of take the place in case we sap some low end out. And in this case, we are. That can be cool, that can be usable. We add some reverb onto that. Little chorus. Feeds back pretty easy too in that setting, right? Now, what I found, that's volume all the way up, and we adjusted gain up to what I would say unity from the clean tone. What I found, I really, really like those going the opposite way with this. So let's turn everything down again, all right? Oh, that's everything all the way up. We're not gonna do that. That can be catastrophic. So put everything down all the way, right? Now I like going all the gain, right? But that's without even touching volume. Volume's all the way off there. Pretty sizable volume dip there when we click that on. Now, if we just adjust volume up to, again, quote unquote unity or slightly boosted from your clean signal, which again, for me makes sense. It's absolutely perfect bass fuzz. That's tone all the way up, right? Now we go back to bridge pickup, roll some tone off, another wicked sound. Super tight there. Then we get up to that neck position. Check it out, clean. Whoop. Octave up. Sounds weird there, right? But this is monophonic, so we get that cool, glitchy, OC2-ish thing, but with an octave up, where it's not tracking the note. I like having that ability. Yes, I know that sounds like noise right there, but there's a time and a place for just utter chaos in a tune. If you explore some outer regions of music, that's gonna be really cool. If you're on a wedding gig, that might not be the right thing behind the singer when you're doing Uptown Funk, but there's a time and a place for it, and it's very cool to have the ability to do that. What an awesome, awesome bass. Took a second to tweak that fuzz to my liking, but once I did, really fell in love with it. Carlos, if you see this video, I'm gonna send you mine, and I want that fuzz circuit put in there. We're gonna have to do a mod on that. If you dig it, I hope you do. You can reach me at Empire Music, 412-343-5299. You can email me directly. It's anthony@empiremusic.com. Another wonderful, wonderful bass, a little left of center from Castedosa. Just did a fretless video, just did this. We love these basses. I love these basses. I play these basses. They don't come cheap. They are an exceptional instrument. A lot of comments about the price out there. I get it, but once you get one of these in your hands, you know exactly what it is. There's really no duplicating something like this. Even though things might look like it, it's not this. So cool. Hope you enjoyed the video. Reach out if you need something. We'll see you next time. Thanks.